Hey piano players, how you doing today? Really? Good. I'm doing great myself too. And here's why. Today we are going to talk about the piano. Well, that's not really a surprise now, is it? But we're going to talk about what I just played right there, scales. We're going to talk about scales, but we're also going to add in a little something else. We're going to introduce two new words to you. One of them is called block chords, and then another is called arpeggios. Now, many of my piano players have begun to play scales. And the scale that you see that I just played right there is a scale in C. A scale in C is pretty simple because it only uses the white keys. Let's review what a scale in C means. We start here on middle C, which is actually, by name, C4. C4 starts right at the middle of the piano. A scale in C will lead us up to here, C5. And through it, we will play all of the notes between, starting with C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. All right. Now we're going to talk about playing the scale. For some of you, this is a review. For a couple of you, this might be new. Our scale begins at C, and we'll go all the way up to here, this C. Again, middle C is called C4, and the C above that is called C5. Our scale has 8 notes, but if you'll notice, I don't have 8 fingers. I only have 5. So how can I play all 8 notes while only having 5 fingers? We end up reusing some of them. Our scale will begin with the thumb, then go to the point finger, and then add the 3rd finger. My first 3 notes in the scale are going to be finger 1, finger 2, and finger 3. But now you'll see I have 5 notes left. I've played this, these first 3, but now I have 5 notes left. Well, that's where my next movement comes in. I start with 1, 2, 3, but then my thumb is going to swing underneath. Instead of being on the C, it will go now to the F and play the remaining 5 notes with my 5-fingered hand. Let's check that out again. C, D, E, and then my thumb comes underneath to play that next note in line, F, G, A, B, C. So, if you need more time practicing that scale from C to C, please do that before going on to the rest of this video. Make sure you're able to play that scale using the cross under of the thumb going up. If you're ready, let's go on to talk about the next 2 things that I was mentioning at the beginning of this video. The first word is block chords. The second word is arpeggios. Let's first talk about block chords. But in order to do this, Mr. Thumb is going to take care of that scale in C for us. We're no longer going to do the crossing under. So, Mr. Thumb, please play each note on that scale for me, please. Nicely done, Mr. Thumb. Now, the block chord. The block chord that we are going to learn to play is going to involve 3 fingers. When we play a block chord on the scale of C, it is going to involve fingers 1, 3, and 5. Watch as I come down to the scale. I will play my 1, I will play my 3, I will play my 5. Now, by playing them all together at the same time, I have created what we talked about, or at least what I mentioned at the beginning of the video. I have created a block chord. A chord is 3 notes that when put together sound pretty cool. This chord has a special name. This chord is called a triad. A triad on a piano is simply playing the 1 finger, 3 finger, and the 5 finger all at once. That block chord or triad is built right now on C, E, and G. Notice I'm not playing this, and I'm not playing this. The D and the F are skipped. My point and ring finger aren't going to get played in this exercise. So let's play that block chord triad again on C. Join with me this time. 1, 2, 3, go. Now let's take and move our thumb to the next note on the scale, D. I'll place my thumb on D. My point finger isn't used. I'm now going to use my 3rd finger on F. My ring finger isn't used, so I'll skip now to my 5th finger on A. And now I'm playing a triad, a block chord triad on D. Join with me. 1, 2, 3, go. Notice the E and the G are not played. Let's go back to the C chord triad. Moving up to the D. Now join with me, all right? On C. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Move up to the D. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, the thumb is going to continue up the scale, and it's going to go to the E. Using the 1 and the 3 and the 5 fingers, and again skipping where the 2 and the 4 would go, we play a block chord triad on E. 1, 2, 3, 4. Moving up to the F, we play a block chord triad on F. Again, skipping where my point and ring finger would have gone. Block chord triad on G. Block chord triad on A. Block chord triad on B. And finally, a block chord triad on C. Let's go up the scale. You watch, and then you'll do this at home. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Take time to practice that on your own before going on to the next part of this video. And what are we going to talk about next? Well, I really like this. This is the same idea that we just did, playing the 1, the 3, and the 5. But instead of playing it as a block chord, we are now going to play it as an arpeggio. And this is simple. The change is easy. Playing a chord as an arpeggio is different only in that we play 1 note at a time in that triad. So instead of playing a block chord, we now play that same chord 1 finger at a time. And notice I'm only going to play thumb, middle, pinky, middle. I need you down here on C practicing that with me, please. We will play our fingers by number 1, 3, 5, 3. Join with me. 1, 2, 3, join. 1, 3, 5, 3. Now here's where it gets a little more advanced, because we are going to play those triads going all the way up the piano. But when we finish playing the third finger, that second time, we're going to move our thumb up and play the next note in the scale, which is D. Now I'm not going to keep my fingers here, I'm going to move them up, which if you practice your block chord triads enough, your hand, wrist, and fingers will feel a little more comfortable in doing this. Notice how this will work now. I will play C, E, G, E, then thumb moves to the D and I play D, F, A, F, then thumb moves to the E and I play E, G, B, G. Again. So now we've learned how to play the scale in C. We've learned how to play the block chords that are formed upon each note of the scale in C. And finally, we've learned an arpeggio pattern for the scale of C. So I'd like you to practice this at home. Playing first the scale, second playing the block chords, and then thirdly playing the arpeggios. Let's run the arpeggios one more time. C, E, G, E, D, F, A, F, E, G, B, G, F, A, C, A, G, B, D, B, A, C, E, C, B, D, F, D, and C, E, G, E. Whew. My hand's getting pretty tired. I think it needs to take a break. Kids, yours too. Hey, hope you all are doing well. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. And until the next time we meet, you keep practicing those scales, you keep practicing your block chords, and you keep practicing your arpeggios. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.